Um, you wrote me, allegedly, my pranic life force tube is closed tight, letting very little through. I felt disconnected pretty much all this year. Very hard to feel love or joy, stuck in fear and anxiety. Ton of emotions stuck in my chest from losing my wife and the family we had. Um, you divorced, I understand, right?
Yeah, she left me 4 years ago, which caused my awakening.
Okay. PTSD from child sex, mental abuse from your dad. I have a ton that I need to let go from my emotional body. If you can help me with that, can't seem to let go of letting my ex-wife go after 4 years. Desperately miss us being as a family with our kids. Okay, feel like I was in 5D in 2016 for 9 months. Pure bliss, non-duality, always perfect, divine order. Woke straight into it from severe depression. Back to the depression now. Been in the dark night since January 2017. Heated upper back that goes into your head. This is what you wrote me when I asked you. You wrote me something about you saw a being when I was doing the silent transmission.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
So,
Was
and
that inserted by this other person, or was that from you?
I don't know.
It
I
was
just,
it was clear. It was clear as day. Once I shifted my perception of it, I could
yeah,
see, and it was just right around this area.
okay. There's a lot coming through me, um, but but in the end, I just call it source because I just connect straight to source. So
Yeah.
not working with one being, I'm working with all my aspects and everybody that wants to help that is of light is
Yes.
welcome to join the party. But um, I take into consideration that your soul contract should be honored. So I actually get myself out of the way and let our soul do the work.
Okay.
So when I do these silent transmissions, I just let come through whatever needs to come through, and not. I'm not. How do you say that? Um, it's just I'm blanco, like open vessel
Yeah.
for things
You
to
don't
come.
know what's going to come through.
No, no. Um, so you wrote me that when you saw that video, you wrote to me. You don't know what I feel inside my body, and then I said no, I don't. So please tell me. You said heat in my upper back that goes into my head and heats up the left side of my brain, creating pressure and confusion. Brought on by anxiety, very difficult to meditate, stuck in lower vibes, and hard to feel love and joy any longer. Very difficult to drop back down to my heart. I was here for a long time, then stress from a new job threw me back into my head. Okay. Okay, so um, if you write all this to me, um, I understand you are quite aware, right? You hang out in the same groups. Um, so if you look at what you wrote, and you also asked me if your higher self wanted to work with me, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, so actually, when you think your pranic tube is closed, it's closed. You actually have all the answers right in your own hands by stating the things differently, because whatever you think is not working or blocked or um, not open, you keep it like that.
Okay.
All right, does
Yeah.
it make sense?
Yeah. Manifesting it.
When I work with people, I use the pointings of Muji very often, the pointings that say, who are you truly, who is truly telling me all these things? Is it your person that is uh, uh, um, attached to identity, to roles, or is it your pure true self that is always alive? Because from that point, you will not write me this stuff. So you are writing it from not really awareness. Okay.
Okay. Is it
You
ego?
no, it's not. I don't want to call it ego, because ego is very. Um, I don't like the word. I would say conditioned mind. I would say patterns that we are used to habituate. We have so many opinions, um, duality-based opinions of how things work, but we are trying to transcend the duality, because that is keeping us in what is not, or uh, um, yeah, in what is not. Duality is actually based on lack, meaning pranic tube is not open. It's always open. Okay, it's just your mind is in the way of uh, of letting that information run.
Okay.
Your true self is always there, but your mind, when it takes over, it pushes it to the background, but it can never leave you, right?
Yeah.
There is a true essence inside of you, and this is what the ascension is all about. It is to transcend our stories. And I understand that it is not light and nothing to separate from your family and from your wife, but to miss them, or to miss your wife and the family life, it's not bringing you nothing. It
Yeah.
is actually keeping you, like, in a way, uh, watch me do this, kind of a victim, because poor me. But I'm not saying that you say that. I'm just saying the feeling of missing of what is not, okay, is not bringing you what you want, and what you are looking for. Okay,
Yeah. Attachment, right?
it is attachment.
Yeah.
And uh, total acceptance is required in no matter what. Everything that you thought you knew before, we have to drop, because it's not valid anymore in the new energy uh, earth, the new energy world. We cannot be stuck in those patterns anymore, because they're really unhealthy. They keep creating more of the same unwanted stuff. So even though it's legitimate to say, wow, I really missed that, in the same time, you have to come from that awareness to say, okay, but I also have to accept it and embrace it, because I was molested in a way when I was 8 by a man that did the gardens in the flats that we used to live. And when I remembered that, I was like 30 something, 30. And I was very angry also on the man. And eventually, when I started my real awakening process, I understood that uh, to not be able to forgive him would only keep myself imprisoned my whole life. So I learned to see that everything that happened in my life showed me something, was there to teach me something, even though it was very difficult to digest. Yet I'm still alive, and today I'm using it, but I'm really embracing it. I can even say that I would really hug that man. I cannot find him, and it's not that I'm looking for him, but I have no more, nothing that attaches me to uh, um, what is done to me, because nothing was ever done to me, because this body, when it dies, the real me still exists. So nothing was really done to me, to this body. Yeah, this body experienced pretty heavy shit, but it's not me.
Yeah.
It's just the body. And but we are taught to believe that this is very important, and that we should feel very angry, and that we have to judge, and we have to take action. And but actually that doesn't set us free. It actually keeps us prison,
Yeah.
you know.
So with ascension, do you feel most of it is doing your shadow work and releasing the trauma within the body?
um, the shadow work, I wouldn't even call it shadow work, because also that is, again, it's duality. But to give it a name, let's say shadow work. What was your
Or
question?
well, suppressed emotions. I mean, the ego. What the ego does is suppress those
Ah,
emotions that we can't handle at that time,
so
and so when we are able to, it comes out.
I would call it conditioning,
Okay.
because conditioning comes in many shapes. Okay, it can be positive, it can be negative. Um, so what was your question again? Sorry, you asked me if
Cat.
in the ascension.
So, I mean, the basis of ascension, is it mainly to clear out the muscle memory to make more room for light to come in?
It is the dismantling of all the stories, stripping away of all the stories, everything that happened to me. Nothing
Okay.
ever happened to me. Did you ever hear the invitation of Muji, Invitation to Freedom?
I think you sent that to me, and I think I was watching that. I need to watch it again.
Uh-huh. He actually says that I will take you to that meditation. I think that's the best thing to do. But for now, to explain it, um, we are lost in conditioning, and everything that upsets us or makes us feel not worthy, or anxiety, or whatever it is that doesn't make us feel good, it's actually the doorway to 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 freedom, if we can recognize it as such, because it's all illusions. And these are the pointings um, of Muji and of many other teachers that are saying the same, that there's a true essence inside of us, and that true essence is actually aware that you are aware that you are here. Okay, think about this for a moment. You are aware that you are here, right? You
Yeah.
are aware that we are having this conversation. So
Yes.
we are very conscious right now. No subconscious programming going on. We are exchanging very consciously. So
Yes.
we can say that we are aware that we are here. Now, who is really aware that you are here? Where are you? Where is your awareness inside your body? Is it inside your body?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's say, where do you, if you look at me, where do you think inside your body you are registering the color of my shirt?
In my head, my brain.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if you would close your eyes, take a gentle deep breath, and make yourself empty if you can. Meaning, leave everything that you are, your identity, your name, your job, your roles as a human being. Leave everything in a backpack outside of your room. Whatever you did in life, what you achieved, everything you put in the bag and you put it outside of the room. And there's nothing to imagine, there's nothing to do, just to be here in the moment.
Okay.
So even if your mind would say, okay, now what? Also that, let go. You are just emptying yourself from everything. Now your senses are still working. You can hear my voice.
Yes.
You can hear sounds in your room. You can smell. And if you would have your eyes open, you could even see. So all those senses, they still work. And that's okay. But other than that, you are empty. So you are really observing from an empty state of being.
Yes.
Where your name doesn't matter. So now, would you say that you are here? Would you say that I am here right now? I'm aware I'm here.
I would, but there's also a feel that it's all an illusion, like a movie.
What is all an illusion?
Everything outside.
So it means that you found emptiness, space?
Yes.
Oh, so you got there very quick. Now in that space, you exist, right?
Yes.
Can that part of you, can it be photographed?
No.
Was it ever born?
No.
Is there any distance between you and that?
No.
No. Do you think it can be afraid?
No.
No. Can it be sad?
No.
Can it fade?
No.
No. Does it have a color?
So this is one thing I haven't told you is I can't see anything when I close my eyes. It's just dark. I can't imagine anything.
Okay.
I've never have all my life.
It's I'm kind of like you, but yet after some practice, I started to see stuff, but that's for another talk. We were talking about you, the true you, that part of you that is always alive, that actually was never born. Do you think it can die?
No.
No. So, does it have any problems?
No.
Do you think the pranic tube of that existence is blocked?
No.
No. So from that space, no, actually, this is your true self. You are answering all these questions from experience. It's not your mind that is answering them, right?
Yeah, the mind's not there.
Mm-hmm. So this is experience, and there's
Yes.
nothing stronger than experience. So
Yeah.
all the things that you think are going on with you, like the heat in the upper back, and let's see, heat in the upper back that goes into my head. It's up the left side of my brain, creating pressure, confusion. This is all experienced from the mind. All right,
Okay.
because in the place where you are now, these things don't exist.
Yeah.
All right, there's nothing to fix in that state where you are now, because there is no time. Everything happens in the now, so everything that you're looking for already exists. Everything that you want to manifest already exists. But when we want things to happen in the future, we are actually saying that they're not happening now. So that's not a way to manifest. You have to be able to feel right now total healing, total balancing. Because in this place where you are looking from now, there is no problems. So the longer that you can reside in this space, you will see a huge quantum leap in how you feel in your body and mentally.
It's been hard to get here, though. And I know I don't know if that's mind talking or not, but it's
Listen,
meditation's been difficult.
there is a lot of stuff going on that made it quite intense in this energetic shift that we are in. So it's not strange that it was hard, but you have to remember that there is this true essence inside of you, and if you can reach that just by remembering what you just now experienced, and you have to do that every day to grow that memory. The memory cannot grow from 1 or 2, 3 minutes or 5 minutes now. It needs to be fed every day to establish this new memory in the body. And once you do that, you're going to live really differently. But you have to practice this every day to be in that space, to remember. If when you feel missing feelings, you can say, okay, I see it, but it's not the true me that is experiencing this. This is the stories. Everything is okay. Everything is perfect like it should be, because this is what it is right now. So to feel not happy about it, or to feel sad about whatever is, it's actually sabotaging yourself, and it's stopping the light. So the last year or two was really intense for me as well. Really intense. I took time off, not healing, not doing nothing, because I just couldn't. I had to integrate all the new energies, and I had to release a lot of conditioning. So, you know, that is for you the same. We are all in this together. We have to clear so much, and then these things that happen don't make it easier. And the last 4 years were really very, very intense, if I can speak for myself. So
It's
um,
like we're being forced to purge.
yes, yes, we have to, because we cannot take all these programs and conditioning into the 5D consciousness. Okay, it's just a state of being 5D. It's not a place. It's really a resonance, a
Yeah,
vibration.
like I said, I experienced that for at least 6 months, and it was just wow. And I wasn't spiritual before that. I wasn't religious. It just happened, and
Uh-huh.
it kind of made you know what? Didn't even make things confusing. I threw all my books away right away because I knew all the knowledge was inside. But as time went on, I think I still had shadows and trauma to clear, so I got tossed out of that energy to come back to fix this.
So actually, now you can say to yourself, in this state of being, there's nothing to fix, there's nothing to attain. There's the ascension is just stripping away of the stories. So I just have
Yeah,
to observe myself.
just be.
Yeah, just observe yourself. You don't have to fight the ego or fight thoughts. No, you just have to be aware of what you are thinking and what you are saying, and then uh, you are controlling it. That's
Uh,
that's that's all you need to do. It's not even a work. It's just to say to yourself, okay, I understand that this is what I need to do. So every day I'm going to be very, very aware of what I say and what I do and how I express myself. And it doesn't mean that I'm fixed tomorrow, but if I do this every day, I will be in a very short time, because this is what practice and time together does. It creates new memory, and when that happens, it's it's a done deal. And your
I
body,
think in the higher energies, the 5D and beyond that, it's instant manifestation. So
yes, it is.
that can go either way.
Yes, yes. That's why it's so important. It's you see all the way showers. They are telling us, watch your thoughts, because everything is creating. Every thought, every word, every thought that you don't say, every thought you have about someone, or if it's your ex-wife, you are establishing the connections, you are keeping them alive. So and they arrive. If I send a thought to you, it will arrive. You just don't know that I did it. Or if you are very sensitive and you trained yourself, or you just are sensitive because of your nature, you might know it's me. There's people that can really sense that, but most of us are not trained in that way, so we don't pick up who or what is sending these things, but we are feeling it, and that's why it's confusing for us. And especially when things are said, but they are not said in the way that they were thought. Uh, it still arrives, so that's double confusion. You understand?
Yeah, I think throughout my whole life, I've always picked up on other people's thoughts, and I'll say something before they say it that they're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how to control this, and it kind of freaks them out.
Mm. Yeah, that is very likely. That is very likely. So from this place where we are now, which is pure consciousness, there is nothing to achieve, because you are already it. You are a divine being. There
Yeah.
is no time. So it's just our mind. If we get out of the way, then everything is going to unfold itself exactly how it should, in your favor, because you take away the resistance, the control, everything. The mind is was our worst friend, but now we are integrating it into our higher self, we still have to use our mind. Some people call it ego, but I like to call it the mind, because we also use the mind to figure out that we were not aware. So from that awareness, we are starting to use the mind in a different way, but we always have to use our brain, right?
Yeah.
So from this place, you actually can say to yourself, oh, actually all is well. I have nothing to fix inside my body. I just need to be in this spot and to breathe and to marinate in this being, in this understanding, inner standing, in this experience. Because the more that you will do that, the um, the more free you become, actually. And then you start to integrate, you start to operate actually from that higher seeing. But it will not bother you if you have to deal with 3D or 4D stuff.
How do you stay away from the outer distractions, all the stuff the matrix is throwing at you to keep you off balance?
Well, I just acknowledge that that we have created all that for ourselves to transcend all that.
To grow.
So I don't look at it like it's threatening me. I just see a world that we have all co-created, and that now we are co-creating a new world based on what we understand today. And it's being done from the inside out. I don't see necessarily that there has to be a lot of chaos or a lot of problems. I think that for our benefit, it would be good that it goes slowly, and that we make the transformation as smooth as possible, and that so I don't see any problems. I only see a world where we are creating beautiful things, because we are becoming so powerful with all the abilities that we gain today. Our DNA is being upgraded. Soon we can fly, and we can time travel, and we can create things out of thin air. There's no limits in actually what we can do. So I only see a good future.
Cool.
And I stay away from television, but it also doesn't bother me, because I send light to all the governments in the world. I send light to the television programs that need it. I send light to those producers that need it. Wherever they need it, I send light. And that will arrive. And it will, and the more people that do that, you're not judging what's happening, you're just sending light for more enlightenment. We want more enlightenment in the TV programs. So I'm sending that. Suggestion and that intent, so that they don't feel bad about that they're not doing a good enough job. No, I'm, as a viewer, I want to see more enlightenment, more
enlightenment and less subliminal.
Yes,
message.
and real reality, not manipulated TV programs where people cry, where people are competing, and integrity, compassion, redemption, also for people that say, wow, fuck, I've spent my whole life doing this, but I think it's wrong and I want to make amends. Wow, this is the people we need. So redemption.
It's all the death and destruction that we're being fed to make it feel like that's normal. It's just
Yes. So how do you feel right now compared to before we began?
I feel pretty good. I have some anxiety in my stomach.
Okay. So let's, now that we have done the talking, I want you to get comfortable and take a few breaths and make yourself empty again. Go to that space where you are the seer of the scene. Now go inside just by thinking about it. You are doing it. Go inside and go to that space, that place inside your body where you can feel what you just told me, where you can feel the anxiety. And I just want you to look at it through the eyes of love. It doesn't matter if you can see it or not. You just intend to look at it and to feel it as deeply as possible without putting extra. Just you feel it as deeply as you can without changing it, without asking why or what. There's just kind of a staring, a glaring. It's like a neutral way of looking, because whatever is happening inside your body, it is temporary. It comes and it goes. It never stays. So only that knowledge can tell you that if you step out of the way, it can start flowing again. Only when we detach. Detach is not even mentioning that it hurts or that it's uncomfortable, or because that is actually acknowledging what is there. So we are not acknowledging or naming anything. We are just observing that something is taking place. And as it came in, it also is going to go out of your body. And this is how you can talk to yourself, as it, just like it came, it is also going to go. It is just temporary. If I step out of the way, things can start to flow again. And this is actually all I need to do. Whenever I encounter anything, I will just have to step out of the way, take a few deep breaths, and I like to make sound when I breathe. I like to make my sounds long. So the in breath and the out breath are kind of long, and it's a build up. So you start gentle, and then when you can, you make them longer and longer, but in a very relaxed tempo. And on the out breath, you make a sound like
Is that called toning?
Mm-hmm.
I started doing that out of the middle of nowhere. I don't know how I learned it. I just started doing it recently.
Ah, good. Now, when you very good. When you pay attention to your breath and you make sound, your body relaxes and it has time and space to balance itself. And you cannot think. So, and the sound is vibrating. Sound is the fastest healing tool today that we have. When I have a pain in my stomach or in my neck, I take my hand and I hold it a bit in front of me, and I wait until I can feel what I feel in my neck with my hand. So I am touching it energetically. And then I start to make sounds, and I start to make like a padding motion, like you would pet a dog or a cat. And you are doing that to yourself. You are actually feeling the magnetic field between your body and your hand. And you can feel what's going on inside your body. You can feel it in your hand, in your fingers, maybe in two fingers or only in one, or you will experience that. And then when you make sounds, you are actually making a vibration, which is healing. You are actually rearranging the energy, repatterning, clearing. Everything is, it's like, I don't know if you ever saw this sand on an iron plate, and then they send these frequencies through it, and they create the most beautiful geometric shapes. The sand is finding its own way according to the frequency that they play. So you can see the flower of life, or some other kind of geometric structure, which is amazing. So these frequencies are actually rearranging the energies, but also the physicality. All the cells, it creates space, and everything starts to move and to get back into shape. So sound is very powerful to use as a meditation, but also as a healing and as a prevention. As a
How do you feel about mantras, like bringing Ganesh mantra in to remove blockages?
if that works for you, then that is awesome. I love the Om Mani Padme Om.
Yeah.
I love Om Namah Shivaya. It doesn't really matter if that's good for you. It's powerful.
And these are tools just to get us back to being the observer, pretty much.
Yeah, there is certain frequencies for each chakra in our body. Um, which you can make with your own voice. It's the first chakra is but a little bit lower. And then you have ooh, oh, ah, ah, eh. Those are the frequencies for the chakras. So if you can make those, I don't know if you make those frequencies with the mantras. So frequencies might work quicker, but you know, mantras,
Okay.
if that's what you prefer, it is sound, it is focused attent, so it will do for sure something. But the most important thing is that you get back to the isness of who it is that you truly are when you set aside all the personality and the mind that separates us, that have ideas and opinions, and that's all not true. And it's all actually we are a bunch of thoughts of other people if you really look at it. You know, everything that we know or learn comes from other people or books that other people wrote. There's little things that we really know from ourselves, like if you burn your finger on the fire, you experience that, oh fuck, that's not a good feeling. So that's something that you know because you experience it. You now experienced being in that state where nothing really matters. And it's not something that you can intellectualize. You have to experience that. You have to feel that. So that is something that you can say, I know now. Mhm. Okay, so how does your stomach feel right now?
It feels more calm.
Hmm. Okay, I want to do a little bit more toning and some light language if it comes up. So just close your eyes, take 3 gentle deep breaths, and make a sound when you breathe out. Nothing to achieve, nothing to attain. The ascension in actuality, most of it is a lie. There's nothing to achieve, there's no goals. There you are already it. You are already it. It's just our mind that is trapped. These tones and these frequencies that I'm sharing with you are dismantling any etheric implants, meaning conditioning, programming, subconscious, conscious, unconscious. It's opening all the gates for you to see very, very clearly what you may release, what is no longer needed. Taking away any blocks, any energetic blocks, opening all the channels. E a aqua eta istawa inderta ayakwa ai o I urtukoana ia enda wa ika andaya I uakwaka eti inda wa ayasti inda a bartake ayawa ana I o ufta wa aista ina wa aista ina wa aista wa aista. Again, ascension is just stripping away of the stories, of that which is not true. Universal truth is what remains. Aya equasta inaya na wa aya irta ana wa esta ina kwa ea anahewa ahitu ua anahe. No more long processes. It's now, it's here, it's a choice. It's just to be aware of what you are thinking, of how you are feeling, of what you are emoting. So there's also nothing to suppress or to prevent. That still is duality. In the isness, your true essence, there's none of those things, nothing to achieve. It all exists in the now.
How do I deal with work in bringing in enough income to support my family?
Good question. The trick is that our starting point is often lack.
Yes.
So when you can find inside yourself that what drives you, then the universe will take care of the rest. Not the universe, but it is your attitude, it is your vision, your visualization, your script. If you are saying, this is what I am guided to, I don't know, I'm guided to serve people, help people find their true self. So if I really give my all, then I will be taken care of. I don't have to worry about how and when, and no, I just have to follow what is naturally residing inside of me. But most of the time we say, yeah, but that probably will not work, or we always find some things, excuses not to do what we really feel like doing. So what do you do now?
I'm a private investigator, and I've been doing this 15 years. I don't do the investigations anymore. I sell, I bring in the business for the investigators from insurance companies now.
Okay.
I find the truth. I'm a truth finder.
Oh.
It's to find out the truth if someone is actually injured at their work or not.
Okay. So that is that's a good, how do you say that? That's a positive job, right?
Yes. It has benefit.
Do you love what you do?
I do. And I don't have to work too hard at it. I might work 10 hours a week. And it brings in pretty good money.
Okay. So what is your question really? If that's the case?
It was recently. I was at my prior job for 12 years. I decided that my prior boss was a mirror of my dad and taking advantage of me. I finally decided I was going to make a resume. As soon as I made the resume, I didn't put the resume out. This new job found me. but there's been a few bumps in the road, and I feel this has made me look at myself more and purge more stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, because I was so anxious and scared that I wasn't going to bring enough money in to support my family. As I let go of that and just let things be, almost, the flow has started and the income has started again.
Mm-hmm. So also for this, it all exists in the now. So if you can really feel it, you know, there is there is a lot of shit also about this subject, but things only work when we really are, when our feelings and our subconscious beliefs are coherent with each other. Meaning, if you subconsciously have doubts and not so happy in your job, and there's things that aren't, then what you want and what you want and what you believe are not coherent with each other, so you cannot reach it. But if you can have mantras or affirmations that say, okay, first of all, you're going to sit down with yourself, you're going to write down from being present, meaning from the isness. You can actually rewrite everything by saying, okay, from this space where I'm looking from, everything is perfect. I love what I do. So that will give me also the financial freedom. And that means that I can also take care of my family. And so there's a lot of things that you can affirm and write down for yourself that will give you a clear storyboard of how you can manifest the things. Because if you can really feel inside your body that, wow, I'm in the right spot, this is what I love to do, I actually don't even have to worry about money, because that's an old paradigm. Because we worry about money, or it's not really a worry, but it is our first thought. Okay, I need money now. What am I going to do? No, what do I want to do is now required of us. It's not the other way around anymore, which is not so easy.
I honestly, I love my job, and the fact that I don't have to do too many hours into it and it can support me, I want to be able to use my additional time to help others with their healing ascension.
Mm-hmm.
And not have to charge them. And I've come across people that won't even talk to you unless you're giving them $2,000 for
Really?
10 sessions. Yeah.
Really?
And then I start working with them, and I realize they're not healed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
You know, and it's...
Listen, there are so many people that I see in the groups that we hang out in, 5D consciousness, soul talk, I don't know, whatever, and everybody thinks they are very aware, but there's a lot of healers out there that are still stuck in duality and that don't go directly to, listen, you are in charge, you are divine, you are the creator. You know, I can take 10 sessions from you and not even talk about. How can people not do that? You know, it's not integrity.
Yeah, and then you can see they're not healed because they start projecting their stuff out. Like,
yes, yes, yeah. And this is the time of the apocalypse. You know, the falling away of the mask. So it's good. Also, it's good.
Yeah, and then you can see how they're interpreting their healing process and trying to put that onto you,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking it's the same, but it's not. It's really not.
No. No. Most definitely not. So, you know, I went through this money making thing myself the last 4 years. I lost my job 4 years ago, or my job. I was working for myself in business development, telemarketing, connecting companies. And one day it all stopped. And I had a few clients with one guy, and they all stopped. So I took it as a sign, like, okay, I probably have to do other stuff. And I was already busy with coaching, healing, energy healing. But it was not so easy because now what, So the last 4 years, I've spent a lot of time working with people, mostly for free, to gain experience and to see if what I had to offer was really true. And I've seen miracles happen, Brian, really bizarre things that I could not believe that it was happening. And now finally, after 4 years, I say, now I think I'm ready also to really use what I do to have also financial stability, because it is abundance. Abundance should be in all places. If we have no money, actually, it is a lack belief of ourselves. So I understood that I was still struggling in a way with my beliefs about money. Okay. And now slowly it starts to come.
Nice. It's an exchange of energy, right? I mean,
yes,
you're giving energy out, it's their way of paying it back.
yes. And it's not always have to be money. It can also be a service, or it can be a sharing of my posts, or sharing with family and friends, and asking people, listen guys, they have a cool website, Lightwalkers. They're looking for people to donate €1 or $1 a month. Would you like to do that? There's many ways of helping each other. So money is not always the thing that you have to exchange.
How did light language come in for you? Did it just show up, or you have to learn it, or?
No, it just showed up. And I always had these Indianic sounds inside of me, but I never made them because I was afraid of my own voice, that it would not sound like, I always thought that I cannot sing. So I would not sing, but it was always inside of me. And I think a year ago, maybe a bit longer ago, I started to do it more. And I already, when I go to the toilet, I make sound. I breathe and I make sound, or when I'm doing the dishes, or when I'm in the car, I'm breathing and I make sound. And suddenly I start to make tones and light language, and it just came out. And
Very cool.
so then I was asked in this group to do transmissions to India, light language. So I recorded myself. I sat with myself, I put my recorder, and I took a few breaths, and it just came. And it's not that I know what I'm going to do, but it's just coming. Sometimes it stops, and okay, now what? And then it comes by itself. Actually, I don't have to think about it. So
it's like
really,
it's kind of like moving your consciousness aside and kind of letting it come through, right?
Yeah. I also noticed that when there was incoming frequencies, I would start to do light language. So all of a sudden, not because of a session, or no, just for myself.
Nice.
I did it once with my girlfriend. She was shouting at me, or not really shouting, but we're having an argument. And she was saying all kinds of things, and suddenly out of nowhere I do a step in front of her and I say, and she could not stop laughing, so it was gone. Amazing.
It's funny.
Yeah. So it is very, it freed me. It really freed me because especially to bring it out on Facebook is 10 years ago, I would say, are you freaking out of your mind? You know,
Did you
what is
create
that?
a did you create a separate Facebook from your friends and family, or did you just go
No,
start building up?
no,
Yeah.
no,
Same
no.
with me. Same with me. And I sit here knowing how I was before and their judgment on me of
Mm,
how I've changed. But I'm okay with it. The purpose of that, I think, is to be here and be ready for them when they're ready to wake up.
yes, exactly. Because they are just in their way, you know, in their consciousness. They do what they know, and that's all right. But yeah, no, I didn't make a shift in my Facebook, and I just stopped sending my family stuff. I just don't do that anymore. So only people that ask, they they get
Nice.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, brother. I appreciate it.
How do you feel?
I definitely feel lighter. I feel more grounded, more
Mhm.
centered. And that's been my thing. I've been so stuck up in my head.
Say that again. You've been?
I've been very stuck in my head.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And for the longest time, I was in my heart and I could feel my heart chakra opening. It was almost getting across my whole chest.
Hmm.
And then work just threw me off balance and gave me a lot of anxiety, and it threw me back up into my head.
Mm.
And here I am thinking again. I just need to be.
I will send you this link again of Muji. I think
Okay.
I think this is going to help you even more, although you already got it very quick. But it can never hurt to watch him because this man is masterly, um, how he say the things and the questions he asks. I think he's great.
He's
So
amazing.
I will resend.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like you were going crazy through this process?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's not strange because you know when we change paradigm, actually we are changing a paradigm, Brian. We are coming from a conditioning, but inside the conditioning we are being made aware of new truths, but we didn't embody everything yet. So this awareness is actually very confusing with our old conditioning because that is not gone yet. All right.
Oh,
It's not out of the way. So actually we are one leg in the old and one leg in the new.
yeah.
So we are kind of in between.
We're a bridge.
Yeah. So that's not strange. I have days that I can just do this, really. And
And I think
and
it has a lot to do with the energy coming in too, right? Because I mean,
yes.
last weekend we had a solar storm which came off the sun, and I could barely do anything. But with that, I have an intense feeling that woke up a ton of people last weekend,
Mhm.
um,
Yes,
and I think it's. I mean,
it sure did. And I have a lot of symptoms also. I have um, uh,
vertigo.
what?
Is it vertigo? Spinning?
No, no, no. How do
The
you call
ears
it?
ring?
Yeah, ear ringing,
Yeah.
stomach aches, a little bit of dizziness, a lot of energy go out of my legs and out of my feet. My feet are vibrating like, I don't know. It was like, did somebody turn up the bass because I can feel it in the floor, I'm standing. So I walk outside and no, it's just in my feet. So, okay, it's in my feet. So there's a lot of stuff going on energetically that we are feeling.
And the logical mind, you just have to set it aside, because if it tries to figure it out, I think that's the part when we go crazy.
Yeah. That I listened to Cryon. You know him?
I actually seen him. I went to see him once.
Me too.
And oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I totally feel when I was there, he was talking directly to me.
Yes.
Without a doubt, I'm getting chills right now, but without a doubt.
Yes.
And then I can go back and listen to it, and it dimensionally, each time I listen to it, I get something new from it.
Me too.
Yeah, he's very pure, benevolent being. I trust what comes out of him 100%. I don't trust 100% from everyone. Him, I feel that.
Yeah, I feel that too. When I listened to him for the first time in 2012, it was like coming home. I could not stop listening for weeks. I was listening with joints, coffee, and food, and I didn't leave my house. It was raining here in Israel for 3-4 weeks, and I could not go out, so I was sick, and I was only listening to Cryon 3-4 weeks in a row. Like, it was mind-blowing. Never heard stuff like that before. So
yeah, he's so very multidimensional too, because he knows he's not just talking to those people in that room. He's talking to the people that have come across it a few years down the road, and he's amazing gift. I've actually full on channeled once before in front of one of my friends, and that was really weird. I had an energy that came up my left arm, and then it kind of went dark, but I was still there. And I talked to her. It was a very benevolent, peaceful energy. And she said I talked to her for 4 hours, and it felt like 15 minutes.
Wow. Okay. So that is something that you are able to do.
I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You know, I think it's meant for also for me not to know too much, because then people will start to intellectualize it, and I like to not to know too much. I'm just doing, and I'm doing from the heart, and I know that arrives, and the rest is taken care. Actually, what we now did in this session, it's actually preparing you now to receive everything that is there for you. You know, it's all you, actually. I'm just helping you to take away all the shit, connect back, and boom, when you're connected, you're downloading everything yourself.
Oneness consciousness, which I'm guessing is it the embodiment of the higher self?
Say that again.
Oneness consciousness, is that the 12th dimension, or is that further than the 12th dimension?
Wow, I don't know. I think it's beyond dimensions, maybe even. It's maybe before dimensions. I don't know.
I think it's once you try to embody that, and you realize everything you see is you go through a phase where you drop down really low because you don't like what you see. And then you got to transcend that, transmute that, and step back and be the observer and know everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Yes.
All right, brother. I don't want to keep you much longer. I appreciate it.
Very happy to have finally met you.
Yeah, you too. I've worked with Cody in the past.
Yeah, I know. And Do you? Is it all right for you if I send you a PayPal link?
Yeah, of course. Send
Yeah.
it to me, and then I see you're recording this too. If you could send that to
Yeah.
me as well.
Yeah. All right.
You want me to send you my email address? Is that easiest,
Yeah.
or can you send it through
Yeah.
Messenger? Email?
No, email. Email is better because I don't know how big the file will be.
Okay.
I think I have to convert it to a smaller file. But no, send me your email address as well. That's good.
Okay. Last question. So coming in presence in meditation is much easier than out driving on the road and someone cuts you off.
Mm-hmm.
How do you step back when they're flipping you off? I mean, I used to be, I'd chase them down and I want to beat their ass, but uh, I'm pretty level on that, but it still upsets you. How do you come in to be the observer in something like that?
When I saw the movie The Secret,
I have that. Yeah.
I changed my attitude completely. I let go of all those things that I did before, like Zen. I was aware, so I trained myself to not go there anymore. So I would
Okay.
say to myself in the morning, I have an intent. I had a paper every morning and every night that I was reading. Today, I stay away from reacting, from anger, from frustration, from all those things. I would say to myself every day to train myself to be aware. Stop. Just, okay. I almost went there.
Yeah.
And then eventually you say, oh, I didn't. Cool. You know? So it's a practice, but it's also an understanding of I don't want to go there anymore. So, you know, it happens in traffic that people do this or they flip me off and I am just waving at them and giving them a smile, or I wish them well and I hope they will drive safe, that they get
Yeah.
home safe and that they don't bother other people with their behavior.
So
So
it's like an understanding that it's their energy that they're projecting on you and just not taking that energy on.
mm-hmm.
And reflecting, and not necessarily reflecting that energy, but it's giving a higher vibration energy back to possibly help them.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And you know,
Okay.
it doesn't mean that it always works, but if your intent is this, then eventually you will be free of those emotions. I don't have them anymore, you know. But it took me some time.
Okay.
But when the mind decides, also the body will follow. It's always a bit slower than the mind. So the body has memory also. So sometimes it wants to react, and but your mind, it's not your mind. It's the body, because the emotion is the body. All right.
Okay.
So more
Cool.
questions?
I think we're good. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
If you have any questions, you can always call me, text me, write me, whatever.
Okay.
Keep me in the loop.
If I mean, I think the heat in my back and my head is Kundalini. I don't know if it is or not. It seems like it's trying to clear stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just tried to not think about it logically and just
So,
kind of be.
so try to sit with it and to talk to your body, to see if this is really the case, and you will get the answers. But from a
Okay.
no thought, no mind state of being, you have to approach it. Okay.
What are your thoughts on a pendulum to find answers?
I love it. I use it also.
Okay. Yeah.
And we can do that also. We can answer some questions for you if you want.
I use it myself too. It usually gives me a pretty good answer.
Okay, good. I love it because kinesiology, right? Is
Yeah.
it your body has all the answers,
Yeah.
and Cryon is saying muscle test,
Yeah.
pendulum, whatever you use to muscle test, it's good.
Okay.
But what I always do I ask every time that I pendle, show me yes, show me no.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's still, because it can change sometimes. And if you're not clear, something else might be answering. So clear yourself first by just taking a breath and saying, I'm here. I know who I am. I'm not my name. I am in this body temporarily. And I only accept that what comes from the light. And then, boom, you're clear and you're good to go.
Do you sage it sometimes to get the energy clear with the crystals? Or
you can sage, you can do whatever, but you have to know that none of it is really necessary anymore, because our thought, I am light. That's enough. I am light, and I'm emanating it all around me. So that's Cryon says.
One last question. Do you feel the more light that you become, especially on Facebook or other stuff, the more darkness that's attracted to you?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I've been contacted by Illuminati and all those type of things to try to get me to join them.
Okay.
And I feel that as I increase in light, it just seems that I attract more.
Look, you can say it differently. You are more visible. Okay. That's okay. But that doesn't mean that you have to attract them. That's a belief. Okay.
That's a belief. Okay.
Yeah. I would change the belief, and that you can say that you can affect them. Yes, you can affect them in a positive way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Have a great day. I'll shoot you my email.
That's it?
I don't want to keep you. I don't even know what time it is.
It's 11:06.
So it's
my time.
106, I think, here. My daughter has a thing at 2, so this is perfect. So I thank you so much. Peace be with you. And we'll be in touch. I'll send you my email.
Cool.
All right. Have a great day.
You too, man. Bye. Stop recording.